It's time to do.
If I don't get 50,000 subscribers by next Tuesday, I was told I can never eat cheeseburgers again.
So please, subscribe to me.
I can't live without
cheeseburgers.
Back again with another installment of Mittens, the Legacy DT rebuild. And in this one, I've got a bunch of boxes. And I need to make those boxes less boxy and get them all out of there and start putting them on the car so I can make this motherfucker run like it's supposed to. Can't say that on the internet. I'm leaving it. My goal for this video is to take as many different videos of my dog as possible and just throw them in there. This is Draper. If you haven't seen Draper, he's helped me with brakes and a bunch of other stuff, and he also helps clean up the floor. Stop! No. No! You're still a good boy, but no. Thanks for helping. It means a lot. This is my dog Draper. He has like basically no teeth. I don't know if you've met him before. He's like 10 years old or something. He's a healer mix. He's pretty funny, breathes a lot. He's got 4 legs and a nub tail. So, there you go. So I gotta figure out fuel line routing. We do have a couple of different sets of fuel lines, but I don't know if they're going to work quite as well as I want them to. This contains the new engine harness for the car, so that's good because our old one was totally trash. And I did also get the radium seats. Those came in a couple of days ago, so I can actually get the injectors into the fuel rails and on the TGVs. While we're doing that, we're gonna find a way to clearance the TGVs because I noticed as I was checking things over the other day that these fuel pulse dampers actually make contact with the TGV housing right there, and that doesn't allow them to fully seat down. We have a gap right in between there, so I gotta remedy that. Probably just going to grind that down a little bit and make it nice. And once that's all done, we can go ahead and install the harness onto the intake manifold. Once it's on the manifold, then we can go through and test fit everything else and make sure that we don't have anything else going on. So just using a Dremel with a burring tip, I just took these down a little bit right on this ridge. And that worked out pretty dang good. We got miles of room in between that. So that is perfect. We can use those, no problem. Now I'm gonna fully fit the ID 1300 injectors in here with the seats, and then we should have completed assemblies to be able to put on the car and not have to take off again. So I was testing, trying to run the fuel lines, and I was having some issues. I have a 180-degree fitting coming off of this. It's gonna wrap around back. I wanna run them in parallel. I don't wanna run them in series. But I realized in doing this that I'm not gonna be able to know exactly what's in the way of the fuel lines unless I get the turbo in. So that brings us to what is in box number 3. Box number 3 contained our turbo. And for turbo choice for Mittens, we went with a Cobb 20G. It's gonna be a little bit smaller than our 1.5 XTR, but it is carb legal, which is one of the things we kind of wanted to display on this, being able to test out as many carb legal components as we can while doing this EPA build. Tanner on the WRX is running the JB400 from Grimspeed, so we did want to use something a little different than that since the builds are so similar. That way we can test them against each other and see how they perform. So let's get this 20G on the car and let's start routing some lines. So turbo is completely mounted. I've got the manifold sitting on there to test, and then we have this inlet fully mounted as well. This kind of gave me good insight on where I want to go from here. So I'm gonna have to figure out these fuel lines next. Once I do that, I can take this manifold off and then mount up the engine harness that we just got. Not a whole lot left on this, so I'm still waiting on a downpipe and the intercooler to show up. Once we get those, we should be able to put this thing back together, get the accessories on, and start it. There are a couple of things EPA-wise I still have to figure out. I need to retain the purge solenoid. I have a T right here, and I normally use that to run the pull stampers. That's how I did it on Chewy, but the evap was deleted. So I've got to find a way to recreate the evap line and have it run into everything correctly while still maintaining usage of the pull stampers. Probably off a different source, maybe on the back of the motor, which is why I ran them around the back here. Hopefully we have the other items show up soon. I'm gonna try and clean up some of these lines and stuff over the next couple of days. We do have a project we're gonna be working on for, I believe, the next 2 days or so. We'll get that going, and I should be able to edit this up and have this out probably Wednesday for you guys. So if you're watching this, hopefully it's Wednesday. Other than that, everything on the car is going along smoothly. I haven't really hit any huge snags or anything that I have to mess with. A couple of things I had to tweak. Turbo fitment, little things here and there, moving the TGVs so it would actually clear with that parent inlet. But everything else gone pretty smooth. So we should be able to get this thing going. I think I should be able to have it running in the next maybe 2 weeks or so. Hopefully, as long as we get everything we need. So on that note, that is all I've got for you today. Word of the day is going to be Mufasa. So if you like that, go ahead and hit that like button. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
Why won't you play Yu-Gi-Oh with me?
Why would I?
Why won't you just buy like a starter deck with me and duel me? Are you scared?
Why would I do that?
Are you scared that I'll call out Exodia?
Yeah.
Exodia will wreck your butthole.